Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I am joined by Vicki Payne from Faith Mission, Faith Refuge. We're talking a lot about everything that you guys have going on at the shelters, and it is the holiday season, of course. We want to talk about these special holiday cards you have per se. Tell us what you have in your hands there.
Okay. We have honorarium and memorial cards available all year round, but of course at this time we have festive cards, and they're just pretty to send and honor your friends. It's a way to donate to the mission and the refuge, but to honor your friends with a card. So this one represents Faith Refuge and this one represents both shelters. So we already have a lot of people doing that, and we love it. It's a great way to help to fulfill our vision, which is to eliminate homelessness and partner with us in our mission, which is to provide cross-centered programs and services that lead the homeless to self-sufficiency. And it will arrive in a beautiful, happy to open red envelope that's obviously not a bill.
And so this would be for anybody really that you wanted to give a Christmas card to, right?
Absolutely, yes. We can send it, or you can come get them from us and you can send it with your cards, however you want to do it.
And do they just come by one of the shelters to pick it up? How can they take part in this?
We're managing mostly at Faith Mission for both shelters, so that is 1300 Travis Street during the week, Monday through Friday.
But as you mentioned, it is all year round. I mean, that you could send a card to somebody, right?
Absolutely, all year round in memory or honor of someone, yes. And then also, if they don't want to stop by, they can, of course, mail us their donation with their list of names and addresses. I got one today without addresses, so I've been trying to find the addresses. I found all of them but one, and have already put in a phone call to the donor. But it's important to give us the names and the addresses that they want to send the acknowledgement to. So if it's in memory of someone, of course, that's going to go to someone else. But if it's honor someone, they usually provide their address.
So now, of course, this does help with operating costs, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So if you're doing it just for the refuge, that money is going to go for the refuge operating. If you're doing it for both shelters, that would go for both shelters.
Talk a little bit about those costs. I mean, I imagine it takes a lot to keep those shelters running.
It takes a lot because they're so big. They're both 24,000 square feet. And then we have a lot of staff to manage the shelters and do casework and provide for the needs of the people coming and going and just managing the whole thing. We also have the Faith Resale and Donation Center that is new. We'll talk about in a minute. But people like to give to something they can see, and you can't always see that someone has, been sleeping in their car and now they're sleeping in a nice warm bed. You just can't always show them. They don't want to be shown. I actually was videoing someone yesterday, and she said, "I'm so sorry. I don't want you to use it. I'm uncomfortable." And she wasn't even homeless, but she didn't want to be on video. So, you just can't always see how your donations and your generosity are making a difference, but it does. We just had a dad with 2 kids move out of the mission to housing, and somebody yesterday donated some brand new lap quilts that the quilting society made, and they're just beautiful. And so I called him this morning. I said, "Okay, we got some little quilts for your 2 little kids. Would you like to come get them, or we have a volunteer that'll donate them, drive by?" And so he came picked them up this morning. So there's a lot that we can do because people donate tangible items, but there's a lot that we can't do without the financial contributions, and the financial contributions make it all possible.
So definitely something to keep in mind during the holidays, both with the cards or even if they just want to make a donation, I'm guessing, right?
Absolutely, yes. Anytime, any day.
Anytime. Now you mentioned the resale shop in there. Explain to me what that is.
We opened a brand new Faith Resale and Donation Center in November at 4502 Old Jacksboro Highway, right next to United Supermarket. And so that's a big resale shop with lots of parking, so you should never have a parking problem to come. The hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, open late on Thursdays. And the whole purpose of the resale shop is to help fulfill our vision to eliminate homelessness and to return profits to help with the operating expenses of both shelters. Now, we don't have any other source of revenue because we don't take government funds. We just get what the donors give us, what they donate, the contributions in kind, and then the profits from the resale shop. Now, that's hard. I mean, that's a really big challenge because this is new for us. We moved from a smaller location that we owned, and we've moved to a bigger location with more overhead that we don't own. So, you got the number one challenge of breaking even, and then you got the purpose. The bigger challenge is to produce profits to go back and help with the operating expenses of both shelter. And that's how, that's important that people know that donating also, if it's sold at the resale shop, it still helps to fulfill the vision to take care of the homeless, to serve them, and to help them become self-sufficient. So we need not only donors with the contributions, but we also need shoppers at the resale shop. And you're shopping with a purpose. You're shopping to help eliminate homelessness. I just talked to a man and was sharing about his family, their lifestyle. He buys everything at the resale shop, and he has a great job. I mean, he could, of course, afford anywhere, and he shops there so that he can use his disposable income in another way. So that helps us.
If somebody wants to shop, where is that located?
It is Faith Resale and Donation Center at 4502 Old Jacksboro Highway, right next to United Supermarket.
And we talked about, of course, how money and donations go back to operating costs, but it does go back to programs as well, right?
Yeah, right. Some of the programs we talked about, and then there's some programs we haven't talked about. We have a brand new program inside the new Faith Resale and Donation Center, and we're excited about that because it is Faith Signs and Graphics, and it is training men in our recovery program for a job skill to learn how to make signs and put them on windows, on cars, and then they're going to expand to graphics. And so I'm excited because they've already updated some of our cars, and so they already look better because it has our logo on it. But you can go in there and you can talk to Greg at Faith Signs and Graphics inside the Faith Resale and Donation Center. And I think we have a grand opening rental center because we purchased some grand opening things that they're available to rent out to somebody else that's trying to start a business.
So a lot going on. Of course, a lot more programs that we want to talk about. There'll be more right after this break on Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma on this Sunday morning. Once again, I'm Melissa Kakarika, joined by Vicki Payne from Faith Refuge, Faith Mission. We have been taking an inside look at all the programs and operating costs that go on. I didn't even realize how much goes on. One program we haven't talked about yet, though, is New Beginnings. So explain that to us.
Okay, the New Beginnings Recovery Program is for adults, for men at the mission, and for women at the refuge who desire to overcome addiction and destructive behaviors. It's free. If you try to find a free program for substance abuse in Texas that's residential, you're not going to find it probably, except in Wichita Falls. And so we're so thrilled to have that. And people from all walks of life have that problem, or they have someone in their family with that problem. And so no one should look down upon someone for that problem, but they should send them for help. So we are so excited about that program because those men and women, they do become productive members of society, but they have to be willing to let Christ help them with their choices, their lifestyle. It's a faith-based program, and to try to overcome addiction on your own, it's just virtually impossible. But there's the power of Jesus Christ who never fails, and his power is so much bigger than anything we could ever think or imagine. So they let Christ help them, and then they learn how to go to the scriptures for daily living, to help them make decisions and seek the Lord, and to overcome temptation, which we all deal with different kinds of temptation. So at the mission, we have started a new program this year. We're so excited. it's kind of the sister, or the brother, the counterpart to the Career Academy for women, and it's called Faith Enterprises. So men, as they're ready to graduate, the Faith Refuge, as men are ready to graduate or getting close to graduation, the New Beginnings Recovery Program, they can apply to work for Faith Enterprises, which is a social enterprise designed to train these really hard to employ men. And I say really hard to employ because a lot of them have this a criminal background, which on top of the addiction, they haven't received the skills, the job skills and the training, or they're just not dependable. So it's teaching them how to be responsible, how to learn how to do construction type things, landscaping, hauling, just a multitude of things that Faith Enterprises can do. They have done huge projects. They have put in, they've done landscaping for erosion control, and on a big property, and they're just multi-talented. So you can call the mission to get the number for Faith Enterprises if you want to hire them for your project. Now, it does need to be an occupied property or a business.
And now to take part in any of these programs, Career Academy, New Beginnings, Faith Enterprises, just contact Faith Mission, right?
Right. Now, yes, you can contact Faith Mission. If it's for women, you can contact Faith Refuge. Of course, we can, we're all one organization, so we can always give you the right number to call. But we have a program director at each shelter for the adults. We got a graduation going on today, as a matter of fact, so I got to hurry and wrap it up so I can get to the graduation for 2 men.
Well, we definitely want to let people know that even if you aren't taking part in some of these programs or don't know anybody per se, you always can donate, and this is the time of year where people want to donate food as well.
They do, and we do take food donations at both shelters. So canned food, packaged, box food, something that isn't going to expire really soon, frozen food, meats, and they love meat at both shelters. And they serve a lot of snacks to children at the Refuge. We serve snacks at the Mission, not as much as they do at the Refuge. So we have children at both places, but obviously we have more generally at the Refuge because they have more space for children. So yeah, we love your we love your food donations. That's how we feed so many people 365 days a year.
And you also love, of course, the coat and blanket donations. We want to mention one more time that the News Channel 6 Coat and Blanket Drive is still going on until December 31st. You can donate here at the station. You can donate here at the station. We're located at 3601 Seymour Highway, or you can go to one of our traveling box locations. It's at First National Bank right now. Starting on the 23rd, it'll be at Pure Parker Square. On the 30th, Neighborhood Auto, and the final day, of course, at Faith Mission. And then if you need a coat or blanket, once again, go pick them up because the community has given so much.
That's
Coat and Blanket Drive.
Yes, and I want to thank KEZ for partnering with us for this project. And yes, please come get a coat or gloves if we have them, hat if we have them, and a blanket. Yes.
Well, you're very welcome. We're always happy to help because as we've mentioned and as we've kind of gotten to, as we talk about different programs and whatnot, people need our help at the Mission and at the Refuge, right?
They do, yeah. If you don't have a job, you can't go buy a coat. And if you do have a job, that doesn't always mean you have the money to go buy a coat. You might need to just be paying rent, utilities, and buying your groceries.
Well, it's nice to hear that there's always so much going on at both shelters, so many programs, so many different drives, so many people that want to help you guys. So we definitely want to get the word out about all of that.
Yes, and thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you so much for making some time for us on this Sunday morning, Vicki, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another episode of Inside Texoma. We hope you have a great Sunday.